Yes, thank you, Johan, for the question. So to introduce, the Hyperconnect project is actually a fully open source peer-to-peer Internet of Things framework, which provides a graphical user interface and is designed for easy deployment and simple use by any user. And this framework also relies on the Elastos carrier for the peer-to-peer communication between devices, IoT devices through the internet. So with an optimal smart home setup, you may actually not need more than one device that can be considered the gateway that actually runs the carrier in each household. So for example, the Elastos carrier, which is already embedded in the Hyperconnect application, may be run on a single Raspberry Pi, and the Raspberry Pi will then communicate with the household items locally, in a sense, offline. And these household items, such as a smart fridge, can communicate with the Raspberry Pi through low-range communication protocols such as Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, Z-Wave, or Zigbee, without having to connect to the internet directly. And this setup is also more secure because none of the devices are exposed to an outside network. The Hyperconnect application also allows the collection of data from all these local sources and enables the user to set up flexible event logic, and the solution only routes the processed and necessary data through the peer-to-peer network to a remote application, such as a mobile application used for remote monitoring. The Hyperconnect project also provides this mobile application, and it also runs the Elastos carrier. So the communication between the gateway, the Raspberry Pi, and the mobile phone used for remote monitoring only uses the Elastos carrier, and therefore peer-to-peer communication. So to answer your original question, the Hyperconnect project can already be used for such purpose. Of course, it also depends on the setup of this IoT network. And of course, it is also important to note that not all household items allow such a custom deployment because, of course, the software is set up by the manufacturer and may be limited to communicate only with whitelisted applications of the manufacturer.